Hi, everybody. Welcome to Fireside Chats with Kimberly. As I pointed out last week, I am not fireside right now. It is getting warmer here in New Jersey. So while I'm not sitting by a hot fire, conversation will always be super cozy. Thank you to Shroom Eats, the sponsor for this week's talks. Prize packs for this month's contest have been graciously donated by Hodo Foods, Crofters Organics, Follow Your Heart, Cinnaholic, Orgain, and Shroom Eats, our newest monthly contest sponsor and donor. I invite my viewers to enter the monthly contest at virtualvegfest.com and click on the contest tab for details. Entering is super easy. Just by liking and or subscribing to our social media and Virtual Veg Fest YouTube channel, you're entered to win one of 6 prize packs. And of course, thank you to Plant Based Network for being a strategic partner with Virtual Veg Fest. So welcome, everyone. I am so excited that you are here with me tonight. Today, I am talking about cookbooks. So I'd love to know, where are you watching from? That's the first question. Let me know where you're watching from. And the second one is, do you have a favorite cookbook? Post that in the chat, especially if you have a favorite vegan cookbook or plant-based cookbook. I'd really love to hear what your thoughts are, because I have had a hard time narrowing down which ones I was going to talk about tonight. And in fact, I have 11 of them sitting in front of me, but that doesn't even cover all of the cookbooks that are actually spread out between. I have a nice little shelf in the kitchen where I put the ones that I use the most, and then I try to rotate in some others to mix it up a little bit. And then I have 2 full shelves on my bookcase in the dining room. So let's get started. While you're typing in the chat again, for anyone who's just logging in, let me know where you're watching from and your favorite vegan or plant-based cookbook. I'll start with kind of the healthier side of things, and I'll show you some of my favorites there. So of course, we've got to have Dr. Greger. Let me just move that. I was using a napkin as one of my my placeholders. Not a used one, but still a napkin all the same. So I love the How Not to Die cookbook. Now, if you have read How Not to Die and his newest How Not to Diet, it is heavy. I don't know, maybe if you're a doctor or a scientist, you can breeze through Dr. Greger's books, but they are chock full of information. And I know it took me a very long time, and I'm a pretty quick reader, to get through How Not to Die. So when he came out with the cookbook, I could not wait to see what he had to say. And I love this cookbook because it has some really helpful, I actually had marked a black bean. Look at this photo. Like, don't you just want to make this soup right now? I know I do. And it's warm here. I don't want hot soup when it's warm. But this is a black bean and black bean soup with quinoa and kale. But he has these great, like right at the beginning of this cookbook, right before the breakfast, where he recommends a warm pear compote as one of your breakfast items. Yes, please. Right here at the beginning, he has things like healthy hot sauce, balsamic date glaze, harissa, which is a nice peppery, no, it's a North African and Middle Eastern. It's like hot chili peppers with like garlic and stuff. And there's even a vegetable broth. He is the one who inspired me to start making my own vegetable broth, Dr. Greger. And I started keeping all of my, bits of veggies and stuff and saving them in the fridge, like what you would throw out, or we don't have a compost here. So instead of just tossing vegetable bits, I put them in the freezer, and then I make a vegetable stock out of them once my quart-size bag is full. Amy has a suggestion. Let's pull that up. Thanks, Amy. The Complete Vegan Instant Pot Cookbook. Thank you for that. I'll admit, I don't have an Instant Pot. I keep hearing about how amazing they are, especially when it comes to making things like beans or anything, I guess, you want to cook really quickly. But I know that they're a lot safer now, but I haven't overcome my fear of having an Instant Pot. But for those of you who are looking, Thank you so much for that recommendation, Amy. That sounds great. And then Diane. Thanks, Diane. Forks Over Knives, she recommends their cookbook. I actually have that downstairs. I didn't bring it up with me. It's not one that I use all of the time, but there have been some great recipes in there as well. And you're going to see me looking down. It's simply because I'm just switching books around so I can show you what else I have. So in addition to How Not to Die, which is not just full of great recipes, but it's also full of beautiful pictures and a lot of, I think it's sprinkled with some information. Yeah, there's some health information at the beginning. Not too much, not like it's not another version of How Not to Die, but it is a great little cookbook or big cookbook. There's another one. This one I use all of the time. If you are looking for something that is healthy, super healthy, if you are not familiar with the Esselstyn family, Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn was at the Cleveland Clinic, and they, he started off with working with breast cancer patients, and then moved into the cardiac area, and he truly believes that heart disease, and not just believes it, but he has tons of data to back up what he's saying. But Dr. Esselstyn believes that when he says heart disease is a paper tiger that never needed to exist, and the way that we can avoid it is by whole food, plant-based foods, no salt, sugar, and oil. And so you will find all of that here in his son's book, The 7-Day Rescue Diet, which not only is insanely healthy, but so easy. So if you are not a person who loves to follow recipes, or you are not interested in complicated stuff, this is where you want to go first. You definitely want to check out this book, because they will teach you how to build bowls, not just for dinner, breakfast, lunch, how to make what they call flats. So they're open face sandwiches. And everything is just piled high with veggies, and it's so good for you, clearing out those endothelial cells, getting things open and moving, and so easy. There's even a quick, and a lot of these cookbooks will have this, where they'll give you a menu. And I'll admit, this menu, you have something different for breakfast every day. And this is kind of the introduction. So it's not a menu I would say that most people would follow week in and week out, because let's be honest, like, we're not eating all kinds of different things every day, right? We have kind of the same stuff that we go back to again and again, because it's just too much to make something brand new every single day and have so many different ingredients you're not reusing. But it is really a very helpful way to kind of kick off your 7-day journey. And of course, it's a 7-day rescue, but you can continue to repeat the 7 days over and over again. It is a healthy and safe diet. And again, backed by Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn. So we've got some comments here. Michael. Oh, wow, Czech Republic. That's amazing. I think you, at least as far as people who have told me where they're watching from, you are the first one to not be in the US. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, Michael. What time is it in the Czech Republic right now? Are you up in the middle of the night? Is it early morning? So you don't have a favorite cookbook. Recipes online are amazing. And yes, once you get comfortable with the food that you're making, and you get used to the kind of stuff that you like, and you're comfortable in the kitchen, using your own intuition really is, I think, the best way to cook. So yeah, these cookbooks should all be available pretty much on like, online. So I don't know, shipping, but you might be able to even find some of these cookbooks where you are in the Czech Republic. So stay tuned. Something might come up you might want to check out. 1 a.m. Well, thank you again for joining us. 1 a.m. Awesome. And then, okay, Richard, The Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease Cookbook, which he's included the authors. Yes, Anne and Jane Esselstyn. So Anne is Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn's wife, and Jane is their daughter. And if you are looking for a good time when you're on YouTube and you want it to be centered around food, check out their YouTube channel because they have a really good time. They have a really fun banter, and they both love food so much. And it's just, you're really going to enjoy it. You can also find there's some cookbooks on Virtual Veg Fest. You can actually shop Virtual Veg Fest. There are a bunch of vendors and things like that. So you can go to virtualvegfest.com and you can type in cookbook and it will pull up there. I think there are 17 cookbooks that are currently available for purchase, even through Virtual Veg Fest. All right, so another doctor who I really love is Dr. Neil Barnard, and I love his recipes as well. I've got 2 of his books right here, The Cheese Trap. So if you are not yet vegan and cheese is holding you back, you want this book. He not only gives you amazing recipes, which will help you replace cheese from, dairy cheese from your recipes and from your diet, but the most of the book, the first almost 200 pages, is information about dairy, about how it affects your body, and yeah, just about the how processed it is. So if you're a person who really wants to focus on, whole foods, cheese ain't it. Cheese is heavily processed. And, if you need cheese, there are so many different ways to make it on your own. We've talked about cheese probably every episode where I've talked about food. But he has, in this book, there are 3 pages about making pizza. So certainly no shortage of delicious things that you can have even without cheese. And another thing that Dr. Barnard does really well, and I'll say this again for a couple of the other books I have here, but he is amazing at giving you not just meal plans. So in this other book, the Get Healthy, Go Vegan cookbook, he gives you meal plans that are very clearly laid out, lots of info. He also gives you a shopping list, which of course, this book came, I don't even know how long I've had this book, but the shopping list is in the book. So, in the olden days, right, we used to make a copy of it and then take it to the store with us and mark off what we had and what we needed to buy. And it is a full list. He's got seasonings and all kinds of vegetables and grains and sweeteners. And then, so that's the shopping list. Here's a list of convenience foods. So again, it's probably a bit dated. This book didn't come out this year, but for the most part, it will give you a really good idea of some convenience foods. So it's not just recipes. It's just a chock full of information. What is my favorite thing from this one? I get them so mixed up because I use so many of these on a regular basis. Okay, well, you don't need to watch me flip through a cookbook. Let's see. Oh, great. All right. So Richard is in Edison. So thank you. You and Michael have let us know where you're from. You're the only 2. I appreciate that, though. And then Diane, 31-Day Food Revolution by Ocean Robbins. Yeah, if you guys are looking, it just happened. The Food Revolution Summit just happened early this month, late April, but Ocean and John Robbins, they put on this amazing summit. They have the biggest names in all things vegan and plant-based come on, and they just talk about everything you can imagine. And you might even be able to catch, if you check out Ocean Robbins, if you Google him or the Food Revolution Summit, you can certainly find the information for that summit there. But if you don't know John Robbins, his family is he's part of the Baskin Robbins family. And when he realized how much the dairy industry and how much ice cream was harming people and how unhealthy it was, and just the cruelty involved in the dairy industry, he didn't want to be part of it anymore. I mean, he grew up in a house that had their swimming pool is the shape of an ice cream cone. Like, this was their empire, and he was expected to just, join the ranks and take on the company when his dad would step down, and he let all of it go because he just didn't believe in it. And he has created this amazing place where people come together and they talk about all of the beautiful things about being vegan. And it's really awesome. So thank you for that suggestion, Diane. That's really great. Again, that's the 31-Day Food Revolution by Ocean Robbins. And then Richard, yes, thank you. Caldwell, Dr. Esselstyn and his family, they don't call themselves vegan. I don't know if they are. I'm not sure if they, wear leather shoes or, that kind of stuff. But yes, all of the recipes are 100% plant-based in all of their cookbooks. So you are safe there. You won't find any animal products in any Esselstyn cookbooks. All right, next I've got Plant-Based on a Budget, Toni Okamoto. I love this cookbook. Toni is so fun. And I'm calling her by her first name like we're friends because I feel like we're friends. We're not friends. I would maybe one day. I'd love Toni, if you're watching, I'd love to be your friend. I also follow her on Instagram, which is a great place for you to see new recipes she's working on. She actually posts the recipes. So she'll post the picture of the food she made and she'll post the recipe. If you just swipe, the recipe will be in the next photo. And she's super interactive. If you have questions about her recipes, she's very engaging, and what she makes is just amazing. And I actually commented the other day about her peanut sauce because it is the best. So she has this peanut sauce, and the recipe, of course, is tofu with peanut sauce. Like, look at that photo. Like, don't you just want that tofu? I know I do. I use this peanut sauce on everything. If I'm making a stir fry, this is my go-to. I put it on tofu. It's just delicious, and it's not so thick with peanut butter that it kind of takes over the whole like mouthfeel of whatever it is you're eating. The flavor is just perfectly balanced. It's incredible. And then she also introduced me to tachos. Never in my life did I think about, instead of using nacho chips, using tater tots as the basis for nachos. We're just going to be quiet for a second while you take that in. It's that good. You have to try that. So however you would typically make your plant-based nachos, if you don't have Toni's book, and I don't know, she might have this posted on her Instagram. But yeah, you just take some nacho cheese, which you can make really easily. You can Google, like Michael said, you go just start Googling recipes. You Google like a cheese sauce recipe, you can usually find a lot of them are made with nooch, carrots, and sweet potato. And that is really wonderful. And you make a nice cheese sauce, get yourself some avocado cubes, make some salsa, and lots of veggies. I love to pile broccoli on my nachos. Yeah, don't knock it till you try it. It's amazing. And then just, oh my gosh, there's something about these like crispy little potatoes in place of chips. Nachos will never be the same. Not for you or me. They're amazing. So thank you, Toni. Thank you so much for tachos. We've talked a lot about food, and we are about to go into, oh, hold on. Before we do that, we're going to go here next. So Living the Farm Sanctuary Life by Jean Bauer. This book, I love this book. And for those of us who are kind of like super into the vegan lifestyle. I met Gene Bauer and he signed my book. Oh, and he was so nice. Oh, it was such a great experience. But that's not why I love this book. I love this book because in the beginning of it are just gorgeous photos of Farm Sanctuary in Watkins Glen. And there's probably pictures from their California location too, but I've only been to Watkins Glen. And the story of Farm Sanctuary, how it came to be, but these recipes are like legit. If you want to impress someone with a fancy vegan recipe, this is the book for you, because there are some pretty impressive recipes in here that are a bit more complicated. And you know, some of the chefs are Chloe Coscarelli and Chad Sarno. So these are you know, nothing to shake a carrot at. These are really impressive chefs that are contributing to this book. But oh my gosh, so good. All right, now we're gonna go into my favorite vegan chef, Isa Chandra Moskowitz. She also is really fun if you follow her on Twitter. I think she's most active on Twitter, but she has answered many questions that I've asked her about recipes. I also may compliment her more than probably anyone, so maybe that's why. But no, she actually is very responsive if you have questions or comments about the things that she's posting, especially her recipes. But I have a bunch of her cookbooks. They are not all here. I didn't want to overwhelm you. And what I'll do is I'll actually kind of put this in a list, and you can access the list of books that I've presented here on my Instagram or my Facebook at Did You Bring the Hummus? So Isa, she has, again, so this is Appetite for Reduction. So these are lighter recipes, lower in fat, lower in calories, and she does actually break down on each page. She includes the breakdown of the the calorie count, the fat count. By the way, I've been talking just nonstop because I'm so excited about all these books. But we've already had some suggestions from people watching of their favorite vegan or plant-based cookbooks. So if anyone new has joined, please feel free to share in the comments. Let me know what your favorite vegan or plant-based cookbooks are, or if there's one that I've shown you tonight that you're excited about and you're going to buy, or maybe you already ordered it on Amazon while I was talking, or ordered it, maybe through Virtual Veg Fest or somewhere else, let me know. So put that in the comments. What are you checking out? What are you going to give a try? Because that's honestly, that's one of the most exciting things about being vegan, not even considering how beautiful and amazing being vegan is, because just because it's just a beautiful way to live, but it's so much fun. We get to try so many things. How many of us, especially in America, we grow up eating the same thing all the time, and the same 5 flavors, and the same 5 dishes. And you just really don't get out of that comfort zone, right? But once you go vegan, there's all kinds of stuff to try and places to check out and cookbooks to buy. So anyway, Isa has a diet book. I mean, they are, excuse me, healthier recipes, but I don't want to use the word diet. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that word. It implies that there's something wrong with you, and there's nothing wrong with you. Then she has Veganomicon, which she created with Terry Hope Romero. So they both created together the Post-Punk Kitchen, which is their first cookbook. And that is also amazing. I did not bring it up here with me. The Veganomicon, let me tell you about this cookbook. This, like the Gene Bauer cookbook, has some really impressive, I'm going to wow my guests with vegan recipes. But there is I used to love Caesar salad. And when I, before I before I went vegetarian, I loved Caesar salad. I didn't know there was anchovies in the dressing. When I found that out, even before I stopped being vegetarian, I was really grossed out by that. Don't ask. You know how that goes. And then I could not for the life of me find a good vegan Caesar dressing. And it's here in this book. And it's made with tofu. And it is the most delicious salad dressing you will ever try. So that's here in Veganomicon. And then she has another recipe that I have used to introduce people to tempeh. And it's like a sausage pasta recipe, and the tempeh is in place of sausage. And it's so, like, you really feel fancy when you serve it. It's just beautiful. You use like rotini pasta, and the little bits of tempeh, they crumble and they get like stuck on the rotini pasta. And the sauce is like just enough to be super flavorful, but it's not like the pasta's not swimming in it. And oh, you serve that with a nice Caesar salad, and oh, it's just, you take your food experience to another level when you're using Veganomicon. And then Isa, like some of these other cookbooks I've pointed out, she does not mess around with telling you about what things to use, basics in the kitchen equipment. Every one of her cookbooks has even like knife skills. Just hit myself in the head with the book. How to use a potato peeler properly. Like, she and Terry, they are not messing around. They want you to understand. They define all of the different cooking words, from julienne to braising, sauteing, searing, which clearly are not just for animal products. You can do this with all kinds of plants too. She tells you how to grill properly. It's just, if you are brand new, or you are an experienced chef or a great cook, in your home kitchen, these books are just amazing. And we're almost done. Feel free again, while I'm still going, to comment on any of your favorite cookbooks, or again, let me know, are you interested in any of these? Are you going to buy or check out from your library? If you're not, if you don't want to add to your collection, I visit my local library. Well, I pick them out online. They have a hold option, and then we have a curbside pickup at our library still. But the library, if you have one that you can easily access, is a great way to try out new cookbooks and see what you love. And if there's one that you're going to use over and over again, then you buy it. So Terry Hope Romero, who again was part of Veganomicon, she's Isa's counterpart in a lot of these. She has one that's all Latin cooking. So from plantains to tamales and everything in between, tostones. It's different kinds of sauces, tomatillo sauce, sofrito, all kinds of amazing things. Yes, Amy. Yes, look for that tater tot nacho recipe. Do it, girl. Oh, so good. Definitely find me. Leave a comment on did you bring the hummus, Instagram or Facebook, and let me know what you thought once you find the recipe. Yes. Oh, it's going to be so good. You won't even believe it. So this is, if you're looking for more Latin cooking, this book is amazing. And she gives you, just like in Veganomicon, all kinds of definitions and different cooking techniques. She explains different cooking techniques. There's no shortage of information in these books, and they are amazing. So I will finish now with the greatest dessert cookbook that has ever been written. And it is, again, from Isa Chandra Moskowitz. I swear she is not a sponsor. She has not paid me to do this. Unfortunately, I have yet to meet her as well. But vegan cupcakes take over the world. Isa also has vegan cookies Invade Your Cookie Jar and vegan pie in the sky. And there are amazing recipes in there. But if you are looking for vegan desserts that will knock the socks off everybody, this is where you will find it. I have made, and it's bookmarked. See, I've got the back of the cover bookmarks to this pumpkin chocolate chip cupcake recipe. And I have made this so many times, and it has been a huge hit everywhere. But you don't have to get all flavorful that way. If you want a basic vanilla cupcake with vanilla frosting, or chocolate with chocolate frosting, or switch the two around, it is, these are so decadent, but not super heavy. They crumble in your mouth, but they're not like, they're just moist and just amazing. And the flavor is so good. And the frosting, there are different frosting recipes. Like, Isa will not steer you wrong. But seriously, if you want to wow people with cupcakes that you have made yourself, this is the answer. So this has been quite an experience tonight. This is one of the longer episodes, and honestly, I had 2 more cookbooks, but I felt it was important to not keep going on, and to also end with this one because it's so good. Definitely subscribe to Virtual Veg Fest. Check out the cookbooks that are on the virtualvegfest.com website if anything strikes your fancy there. And then, like I said, I will post the list of books that I shared here tonight, and maybe I'll throw in a few others that I didn't on my social media accounts. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Did You Bring the Hummus? And I have a podcast by the same name. I would love to hear from you if you have suggestions for topics for this show. I'm here every Monday night. I definitely want to hear from you. So let me know what you need. Any vegan lifestyle questions, I am here for you. I am so honored and thankful to be doing this and offering my opinions and thoughts and guidance here every Monday night. Thank you so, so much for being here. And I love you all. Have a great night. Bye.